Every little time I waste, every single time I'm paid. If you don't like the way that the PC trades, then you might as well get out the way. We getting paid. All about the profits, ain't here to play. In fact, the slave markets all day. All about this all, yeah, that is my brain. Yeah, Mario Benders. T.O. is the beast, go get her. See Downs fire, see Rob's the next. Yeah, killing every pimp like a Kendra. Gotta give a million as render. Niggas get your hand on the trigger. DeLorean Nation going bigger. Pumping up to 50 like I'm Tigger. Yeah. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. Listen very closely. All my faves are damn worthy. Getting to this bread. Kaylin, Nick, can you hear me? Abel got that sauce. Market makers hella thirsty. PK, market execution 30-30. VKU, I'm a road dog. See, blessed with A1s and it's on God. Stressing, I'm not, well, I gotta pause. Below 2, yeah, I gotta stay job. Big 4 steps, oh my god. Bigger gun location, space boss. Play shit for the yellow with a red cross. Pulling one profits like a play golf. 10 pip, 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. Look at my team getting rich. Yeah. I try my neck and my wrist. Yeah. Catching up about 50 pips. Yeah. Profits are profits we get. Yeah. Cash is a rap on. Coming fast, Sonic, no Sega. D. No. On the map, Alpha, and Omega. Look at my team getting rich. Yeah. I try my neck and my wrist. Yeah. Catching up about 50 pips. Yeah. Profits are profits we get. Yeah. Cash is a rap on. Coming fast, Sonic, no Sega. D. No. On the map, Alpha, and Omega. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball. 10 pip. 20 pip. I'ma get intricate. Profits. On profits. I'm flowing, I'm riding them all. GBP, that is my goal. Count these pips. Ice on my wrist. I'm a young ball.
Yeah. What I feel right. With a bit to the day night. Hey. Yes, family. What's the word? I'm gonna keep going. Yeah. This is my destiny. Family, I need you guys to really listen to this song real quick. Listen to this song, family. This song is really providing a ton of value here on how to really navigate these markets, man. For real. Also, go ahead and drop your location in the chat, family. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Because we are live, man. I don't know if you guys understand how excited I am to be here with y'all. My beautiful family in the building. Because, family, we back, baby. We live, baby. Down for the nighttime. Yeah, down for the magics. in the morning. I'ma be going. I'ma keep going. I'm in the bed. Entry is my destiny. We got Matthew in the building. Terso in the house. What's the word, Terso? Good to see you, man. We got Roman. Always a good time when we got Roman in the building. That's for damn sure. Right, we got the boy Devin in the building. We got Sally's World. What's going on, wifey? Good to see you in the chat as well. Let me find out you're trying to learn how to trade finally after about 17, 18 years. I love it, though. Let's get it. We got the boy Drew in the building. Shout out to my brother Drew. Brooklyn, stand up. I see y'all. Red Ink, what's the word? It's definitely Tyrone. Shout out to that boy Tyrone, man. I probably play his music more than anybody you guys know, probably. For one, because it's dope. And for two, don't let them know this, but it's non-copyrighted, so I can actually play his music on stream here without it getting shut down because of YouTube want to be annoying. So if anybody on YouTube is looking for some streaming music, shout out to my boy Tyrone, man. He don't copyright his music. As of right now, he don't copyright his music, so we could we could take advantage of that and listen to good music without getting violated by YouTube. And it's all trading music. Like, it's all trading music too, which is another just next level thing, right? So, but yeah, man, shout out to you guys for tuning in. Shout out to you, Redding, for noticing that, man. I see we got Omar in the building, North Carolina. What's up? Isaiah out of Texas. What's the word? Let's see. Tyrone will be living out there like a kid. Yeah, he's definitely having a great time. I'll tell you that much, right? We got North Carolina, Kansas in the building. Texas, what's the word? Appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. That boy Matthew said what's happening with mobile, man. Shout out to mobile. Is it moving? I haven't looked at it in a few. We still chilling. But is there, let me see. I haven't even been paying attention to the cryptos. I mean, I have, but I haven't, if that makes sense. All right, so I don't even know what the hell's going on with Helium Mobile. But what I do know is hopefully it's some freaking great news. Got it, I'm getting in my face. This is your life, not a phase. We just don't do this for play, yeah. And shout out to Helium Mobile, man. Hopefully that can produce a phenomenal return for us. Well, family, man, this feels good to be here. This is, again, officially stream number 1 of my new gig here. For those of you guys that are not aware, I am no longer going to be teaching on the Profit Society platform. I'm going to let little bro Kyle go ahead and just run that. I know he has a lot of great plans. A lot of a very dope, vivid vision of what he wants that platform to be. And I support anything he does, man. But for me, and what I felt like was necessary for me, was to separate and come here and go live on YouTube, man. It's crazy, family, right? I went from being on, and this is nuts, right? I really gotta break this down real quick, right? I'm going from a platform that I owned, right, where I was getting paid, obviously monthly to run the Profit Society, and I was like, you know what? I'll take this pay cut. I'll separate myself from the platform, although it still was producing revenue for, up until the last 30 days. And the reason for it is because I really see myself, guys, growing a massive brand in the trading niche, leveraging the power of YouTube, leveraging the power of live streaming, and allowing you guys to decide if you guys appreciate the value that I bring to the table or if you guys don't. Now, this is a public forum, right? So we're going to have a ton of people come here, expressing their opinions and their thoughts, and I encourage every last one of them, right? But what I know, family, that you guys now officially have me Monday through Thursday, maybe Friday, depending on the days, right? News heavy days, we can go live Friday as well. But Monday through Thursday, I'm going to be live here on YouTube at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the rest of the year. For the rest of the next 5 years. Like that's how committed I am attempting to be here. Right? So Monday through Thursday and Friday on heavy news days, we back here, baby. We turning up. We gonna be providing that value. We gonna be looking at setups. We gonna be taking trades live together in real time. I'm not a signal caller. I want to make this clear, right? I am not a signal caller, but you guys will have everything that you need to take the same exact trade that I'm gonna be taking, if that's what you choose to do so. Okay, I'm just gonna trade the markets based on how I see them, based on what I believe can happen. incorporating both fundamental analysis, technical analysis, and sentimental analysis to come up with a bias. And if you agree with it, phenomenal, let's eat. If you don't agree with it, drop your chart in the chat, baby. Drop your chart in the chat, man. Let's definitely take a look at it, because I could be looking at things wrong. It's okay to be wrong in trading. It is what it is. Everybody's one. Everybody's going to be wrong. So I don't shy away from seeing your guys' opinions. In fact, I encourage it, because you might be seeing something that I'm overlooking, right? So, and as a community, let's grow this thing together. Okay? So, with all that being said, I want to make sure that you guys now get access to my Discord, right? Officially launched my Discord server, which again, I already had launched, but I was through the transition period where I was transitioning a lot of people over. But now that that period is over, now we can go ahead and, and turn things up a little bit. Let me see what we got here. So, family, what I need from y'all, I need you guys to go here and sign up for the Discord, right? It's free. You don't got to pay to get into the Discord. So go there, take advantage of it. And yeah, man, let's start being active in that Discord, man, because I'm about to be super active in there, throwing my ideas, my thoughts, my opinions on everything, right? And you guys are going to realize, family, the Discord itself is not just tailored only for trading, right? We obviously got sections for trading, both Forex or futures, whichever one you want. We got a section in there for crypto as well, which, again, if you guys are not investing into cryptocurrencies right now, there's something wrong with you. And I highly encourage you to go get checked out immediately, because there is no reason why you're not investing, or at least have some type of exposure to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, Chainlink, Miro, Graph, and like there's so many, like there's thousands of projects out there, family. And because of the timing that we are in, where we just went through the halving, these markets are about to go insane over the next 12 months. For the next 12 months, we should see pretty solid growth in the crypto space, and that's an opportunity for you to make thousands of percent of returns. And when I say thousands, I literally mean 1,000% returns in the next 12 months. But you're not going to get there if you not have no exposure, right? If you're not educated on what to look for. So we do have a section in there for crypto as well. Take advantage of it. If you have any thoughts and opinions on any markets, drop them in there, man, and we'll look at it together. And then we also have a section for credit. All right, we do have a section for credit as well, because I do credit repair. You know, crazy, believe it or not, I do a lot of different things. Well, we do credit repair because I'm very big on understanding that trading is extremely difficult. Investing is extremely difficult if you're starting off on a rocky foundation, right? If you're trying to trade and if you're trying to invest while being in massive debt, while living paycheck to paycheck, while not knowing what the hell is going to happen next month, that is extremely, extremely crazy, right? And it's tough. You're making it that much harder for you as a trader just because you have all these external issues that you're already dealing with, right? So if we can help you get your foundation situated, get you out of debt, and you can trade more freely, then it's only going to help you in the long run, right? So I have a process here, right? It's obviously going to involve getting your credit repaired and teaching you how to trade and teaching you how to invest. It's a process. It's going to take some time to really get to where I wanted to get to, but just know those offers are there, those services are there, those platforms, those chat rooms are there, so you can at least go ahead and start the conversation. Okay? So let's get it. Let's get it. All right, let me see what we got. Let me check the Discord. Let me make sure everything is good to go. Yeah, I see it. Now, you made it in the right chat, bro. Again, just to take a quick look at this, family. So we do have 3 different lounges: the Traders Lounge, the Crypto Lounge, and the Credit Lounge. All right, obviously, since we're on stream right now, we want to be talking about trading. So yeah, Devin, you definitely put it in the right spot. I'll take a look at your US 30 in a second, my brother. But yeah, guys, anything in here, man, definitely go ahead and drop them in this bad boy. Trade ideas, this is going to be for me, all right, where I send out any ideas that I'm currently going to be watching throughout the session. Again, this is not a signal service. It is a trade idea section where it's just an idea of what I'm looking at, all right, and all that good stuff, right? So yeah, losing trade reviews, you guys can write in here. If any trades that you guys do take, guys, that end up in a loss, send them in here, all right? Send them in here and we'll take a look at them together, man, see what we can get. Obviously, we have trading memes. You know, go ahead and get crazy in there if you guys want. There's no restrictions as to what type of memes you guys send. Just be You know, just nothing too crazy, right? Just be aware, right? If it's gonna cause too much controversy, then yeah, come on now, right? And then trading saw is just a place where I'm gonna be providing a lot of just trading value, quotes, things like that. And then reactions, guys. This is gonna be a big section for me, right? It's gonna be a big section for you guys actually, right? Because I want you guys to come in here in this reaction section, and any videos that you guys have, right, that are related to the trading niche, and you guys want me to react to it on stream, send it in here, baby. Send it in here, man. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. I don't care what it is. It could be another trader. It could be anything, right? I'm just gonna give my honest opinions on based on the video and what's being said in that video. Okay, we good? Hopefully we good. Everybody good? Perfect. We're all great, family. So just a quick little rundown. Again, I know this is we about to we about to turn things up like crazy. I promise y'all, family. I promise y'all it's about to get interesting. I'm also going to be utilizing this platform as well to even bring on guests on stream. All right, I want to bring guests on, whether they're people that I consider as mentors or whether they're students that I've worked with for the past couple years. I want to also be able to get guests on here, just to hear a different perspective, right? Hear a different way of analyzing the markets. I really love listening to other people's journeys just because there's wisdom in every story, all right? There's wisdom in every story. There's wisdom that we could take from every situation. And I feel like that's super valuable, family. So I don't know about y'all, man, but I really like the fact that I'll be able to bring on a whole bunch of guests to really just get you guys right. So all this is coming, family, right? And it's all, you guys are paying nothing to do this, right? Which is phenomenal. You guys are not paying nothing to get on this live stream with me. You guys are not going to pay anything to join the Discord and get access to that community. Only thing I ask from you guys is just a quick subscribe if you're not subscribed just yet, and to smash that like button one time for your boy. All right, but let's see what we got here. Yeah, so it's drop comments in this chat, in the YouTube chat. Definitely only mods can do it because there'll be, yeah, we can only mods can drop links in there. All right, but let's see what else we got here though. My day was starting to get lonely. Listen, we here, baby. We here. Let's see, I got some wild 18 plus memes better. Yeah, I know you're not even joking, Roman. That's the funny part. Like, you say JK, but I know you're probably not even JK. Which is hilarious, bro. Oh man, but family, let's take a look at the markets, man. Let's see what we got here now that we got the little spiel out the way, man. We've had a very interesting last week for the most part. At least the way the market ended last week was very interesting. Obviously it was on the backing of news that we had last week, but I think the dollar is primed for another massive move this week. Now before we even get into the charts, man, we got to talk about the heavy week that we have coming up. Holy moly. A lot of news, a lot of big boy news that's coming up this week that we just cannot ignore. Because the news events that are coming out this week can easily be a catalyst for these markets to either continue in the direction they've been going or completely change trends and now look towards something else. Right, so big boy events for sure, guys. We have a few things that we could talk about as well. Obviously, with what happened with the Japanese yen over the past 12 hours or so, the Japanese yen also went through a crazy period of 2-3 hours or so where it was just whiplashing. Not even whiplashing. We ended up seeing the yen gain massive strength, causing a lot of pairs that were against the yen to collapse. And we can also dissect or go over why we believe that happened. I have my own thoughts and opinions. Obviously, the top of the list is going to be just the Bank of Japan or the government intervening, trying to strengthen their currencies again. But we're going to have to talk about, in order for these, the Bank of Japan to strengthen the Japanese yen, what they would have to do that and how it's going to affect us as traders, right? Especially, the markets that we trade on a daily basis, right? So we're going to get into that. But let's go ahead and go over the news really quickly, family. Make sure that we are all on the same page, skis. All right, so going into today, family, nothing crazy. We did have some German CPI come out for the euro, but I'm not too concerned about that. We do have retail sales coming out for the Australian dollar later on tonight. Again, if you are trading any Aussie pairs, be mindful of that. Retail sales is definitely one of the bigger events that could shake the markets, but we'll see how that happens. We have, going into Tuesday, family, we do have some French GDP. We have GDP across the board, it seems like. We have a few different news events for the euro that are going to influence the euro, whether it's CPI from the Germans, GDP from the French, so on and so forth. So just be mindful, family. The euro could be very volatile to start the week just because of all these little events. But moving forward, we do have the bigger euro event, the main one that we really should focus on, and that's going to be the CPI numbers that come out tomorrow, right? And we also have GDP coming out for the euro. Now, the reason why we still focus on the euro, right, and we focus on what their news events can do is because if we want to figure out what the dollar is going to do, now you have to stick with me real quick. If we want to stay with the dollar, right, we want to figure out what the dollar is going to do, and we understand that the basket of currencies that are inside of the DXY that measures the strength of the dollar, majority of that currency in there is the euro. If the euro starts to see a lot of volatility and it gains strength or loses strength, then the dollar is also going to react and have an inverse reaction to that. So yeah, whatever happens tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. is going to cause the dollar and all these pairs to go nuts. So we have to be mindful of this. Now, looking at these numbers, fam, right? Looking at core and headline numbers, core CPI year over year is expected to go from 2.9 to 2.6, right? That is disinflationary, which is great news for the economy over there. Month over month, there's no projections. But let's look at headline. And this is supposed to it's supposed to stay the same at 2.4, right? So the only real change is going to come from the core numbers, right? Core CPI going from 2.9 to 2.6. Now, core is interesting, guys, because it measures everything that CPI does except the volatile sectors like food and energy, right? Food and energy. So when you take out those heavy, super volatile sectors, you get an actual solid reading of what CPI could be if it's not being influenced by energy like oil going crazy or just food prices and things like that, right? But they're expecting a drop. Now, if this does come out as expected, and we see a drop in CPI, that is going to be great news for the euro, right? Not necessarily the currency itself, but it's going to be very good news for the economy over there, right? I believe their stock market could see a little bit of a spike if we do see lower inflation. But if we don't see lower inflation and we actually come out higher than expected, or around 2.9%, then we're probably going to see their economy start to contract a little bit, right? And we'll see how the currencies also are influenced by that. But we do have major news, guys, that we have to be aware of for the euro at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Now, moving forward, guys, we do have CAD GDP, another one that we should be aware of, especially if you're trading CAD pairs. You know, GDP is another one of those big beer top tier events that we should be mindful of. And then besides that, on Tuesday, the final one is maybe consumer confidence. I'm interested to see what the consumers are really feeling right now. But moving forward, guys, into Wednesday, it is the first of the month on Wednesday. And we have this is really where the fireworks begin, right? I mean, the fireworks are already starting over here with the foreign currency news events. But this is where the fireworks really begin for the US dollar itself. So starting off, guys, we do have ADP non-farm employment change coming out at 8:15 for the USD. We also do have global U.S. manufacturing PMI data coming out. We have ISM manufacturing employment coming out. We have prices coming, ISM manufacturing prices coming out. We have the job openings reports coming out. Like, Wednesday is going to be hectic. I'm not even going to lie. We have oil inventories. Then the big boy event at 2 p.m. Eastern. We got the FOMC interest rate. We got the FOMC statement and the interest rate decision. That's going to be game changer. This is going to be the number one news event of the year. Not of the year. I'm being a little dramatic. This is going to be the number one news event, guys, of the day, of the week, is this Fed interest rate decision, right? Every other central bank, I believe, is chilling to see what the big brother is going to do, right? The Federal Reserve is like the big brother of all central banks. At least that's how I interpret it. And a lot of other foreign banks, at least the heads of foreign banks, they like to see what big brother is going to do first, and then they react, right? If it makes sense. But this is going to be a big boy, guys. Obviously, we're not expecting no change. I don't think anything is going to change. They should keep it at 5.5. So the release itself is going to be important, but the press conference is going to be the most important thing, because the press conference is going to tell us what the Fed is actually thinking. I actually seen a post. Let me see if I can bring it up real quick. I actually seen a post that was speaking on all the news that's been coming out. And it said, let me see if I can find it real quick. It said, let's see what we got here. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here it is. This is the post, right? Again, by one of my favorite Twitter. Is this considered like a Twitter channel, Twitter page? Like, what are these considered? Like a Twitter profile, right? But this is going to be interesting right here. right? This week is going to be absolutely wild. The Fed will react for the first time to rising PCE, PPE, and CPI inflation data. That's crazy. Okay. It says this includes Fed Chair Powell's question and answer after the first 2-month increase in inflation. Meanwhile, over 20% of the S&P will be reporting earnings, including Apple, all before we get the April jobs report on Friday and geopolitical tensions. Just about every major headwind is converging this week. What are your predictions? Buckle up. Like, this is actually pretty crazy, right? The Fed is going to be reacting, right, to increasing inflation for the first time this year. Now, what could we expect? I mean, what should we expect the Fed to say, especially if they're going to be reacting to this new data for the first time this year? I mean, at least with rising inflation for the first time. Like, we can only assume that Jerome Powell is going to be on defense. Right? We can only assume that Jerome Powell is going to be on defense, in my opinion. And what I mean by defense is he's going to be very careful with what he says, because whatever he does end up saying could have a much larger impact than normal. Because if he comes out and he's super aggressive with saying, oh man, interest rates have, or not interest, but inflation is back on the uptrend, is getting crazy, which we know he's not going to. You know, Jerome Powell has to be the ultimate poker player, right? No matter if he feels like the economy is going to hell, no matter if he feels like we're in a great spot, he does kind of have to like really keep that poker face no matter what. Because anything that he does or says or hints towards is going to shake these markets, guys. Right? I ask this question all the time, man. But who do you guys think is the most powerful person in the financial markets right now? Right? Who is the most powerful? Who has the most influence? And there's probably a couple different great answers, but who has the most influence over the money markets as of right now, right? I'm gonna give you guys a couple of people, right? Because it's hard to really gauge on who's the most influential, but there's a couple, right? But one of them being Jerome Powell, right? Jerome Powell, guys, is easily one of the most influential people in the space because he's the one that's in control of monetary policy, right? Monetary policy has the ability to really dictate supply and demand. So absolutely, this dude got a lot of power, right? So whatever he does say will change the game and will give investors and traders of all sizes and all kinds an idea of what we can expect in the future. Okay? I hope this makes sense. Right? So again, Jerome Powell has that much influence, guys, right? So whatever he says, we got to be mindful, but he's going to be playing poker face. He's going to have his poker face on. We got to be able to dissect the little things. Now, I truly believe what he's going to say, and I'm pretty sure everybody thinks this already. He's going to say interest rates have to stay elevated for a longer period in time. Inflation is sticky. Inflation is not nowhere near at a level where we can build a lot of confidence just yet. Right? He's going to start talking all those things, right? Those things that he's been talking about for the past few meetings. But now, since interest or inflation has went up on all inflationary measures, it's interesting to see how he's going to really tailor this, right? And the most important thing, guys, the thing that we like, right? The thing that we like to see the question and answer part, right? Because if you guys know how these question and answers goes, because, you know, me and the community, you know, we done watched a bunch of these already, you know, when Jerome Powell gets questioned. And boy, they don't play no games. Right, like the people that are asking them questions, whether it's members of Congress or others, whether it's reporters, like they don't play games, man. They come for the jugular, right? It's like they're invested in some plays here that they're trying to get Jerome Powell to help them on or something. Because the questions they be asking, boy, they don't waste no time. But that is going to be the biggest thing of this up and coming week, guys. Is going to be the FOMC statement, the interest rate decision, and most importantly, the press conference. Because we know this is going to stay flat. What's going to change is probably the tone that Jerome Powell actually has. Okay? Man. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, but let's see. No change, but higher for longer. Still Dixie boy. You might be onto something, bro. I'm not even going to lie, bro. I mean, we got to think about it, right? With the state of the markets right now, we're going to get into everything else, right? Actually, before I even get into it, let me just finish the news real quick, right? All right, so just to finish it out, guys, on Thursday we do have, let's see, anything crazy. We have initial jobless claims coming out, but other than that, nothing too crazy here on Thursday. And then on Friday is going to be another big boy event. Obviously, we have our non-farm payrolls. We have our NFP numbers coming out, our non-farm, which is going to be very important, guys, right? Obviously, right now, there's a few things that the Federal Reserve is eyeing, right? They're eyeing inflation, but they're also eyeing the labor market. Right, with inflation being as sticky as it is, and with our labor market being as robust as it is, that puts Jerome Powell in a kind of a tough situation, right? But we got to see that. We can monitor that as well. If we start to see these unemployment numbers start to increase, that could be a good sign that inflation will eventually start to really continue to go lower. But if we see the unemployment number continue to drop, and that's going to be scary for the Fed, right? That's going to put them in a situation where they might have to make some drastic decisions. I'm not even going to lie, right? So for the sake of the Fed and for the sake of inflation, we want to see the unemployment rate drop. It's at 3.8% right now, but we want this actually not to drop. I'm sorry. We want this to increase for the sake of inflation, for the sake of the Fed. We want to see more people unemployed. I know it's crazy. Like, Abel, bro, how would you wish that on somebody, bro? Listen, I'm talking about it from the standpoint of the markets, right? We need to see this go higher. 3.9, 4%. If we go above 4%, oh boy, that's going to be interesting, right? But I think that's going to be perceived as positive news because higher unemployment rate means less people employed, less money in circulation, which is probably going to lower our retail sales numbers. And if our retail sales numbers start to drop, our overall GDP will drop as a whole. Because GDP, retail sales makes up a big portion of GDP. And after you look at the grand scheme of things, after all that occurs, then inflation, we could start to see it truly tick down into that 2% level that the Fed wants it at. Man, are you guys following me, family, or is this going over too many heads? Let me know in the chat. Are you guys following me right now? Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys are following me. Drop a 3 in the chat if you guys are following me. Right, but besides that, we do got some non-manufacturing PMI data also coming out, guys, on Friday. So Friday is also going to be another banger. But that is our news for the week, man. That is our news for the week. I think it's going to be an absolute banger of a week either way. And I'm excited to see see what we can actually make from this. Like, for real, for real. Whew. I just feel like that was a whole mouthful. I swear it was. Yeah, man. All right, let me see now what else we got here, family. Now, let's take a look at finally. See what we got here. Let's see what we got here in terms of the technicals, right? Hopefully, you guys were able to see or at least understand my position from a fundamental standpoint. At least just looking at the major news events that we have coming up this week. The markets are definitely going to be very volatile, especially at and around the news. But I think before the news, the markets could be very, very choppy and very range bound, right? But I think, and I could be wrong here, guys, but I do still like bullishness in the dollar. Right, I'm still a big fan of bullishness in the dollar here, right? Especially looking at how we ended up last week. You know, last week, guys, we had a massive run. We had a little bit of a pullback, a little bit of a correction, but we ended up having a nice, strong close to the week on the backing of news, right? Especially with the data that came out last week with PCE numbers increasing, inflation increasing, it caused the dollar to actually gain some strength. Right, and it ended up giving us this beautiful little 4 or daily engulfing pattern. Right, daily engulfing off of a level of support, off of my trigger line, my 13-period moving average, also supported by volume because the engulfing candle had more volume than the one it engulfed. I think we do see more upside here. We've seen an initial test down today on that, but as you see, we're starting to already make our way back on up to the upside here. So I'm bullish the dollar personally. I think we do see more upside. And I want to go ahead and take advantage of opportunities that will align with dollar bullishness as of right now. Okay, now if price, again, I always like to give scenarios here because I'm very big on scenarios, right? Because nobody's perfect. We don't know exactly what the market's going to do. All that stuff is out of our control. If the market is going to obey what we like to see or not, right? But I would like to see this. I want to see this continue. Right, if we can get above the 105 600s, then I think we have a clear shot all the way up to these highs and take out these highs. There's just no reason, in my opinion, to leave these highs behind. I mean, the market's going to do what it wants, but I would really be a big fan of looking to see if we can target those highs eventually. All right, so if we break above, if we continue and get above this 105,600, I think we have an easy shot to the upside. Now, if the market just starts to fall, though, for whatever reason, right, and I'm just wrong in my analysis, if we get below this 105,250, if we get below, let me make it a little bit like this. If we get below this 105,200s, then I might be bearish instead, right? Like if we get below here sometime today, tomorrow, at any time throughout this week, then I will be expecting a much deeper correction here, and we'll probably go ahead and swipe this little reaccumulation cycle that we had, this little reaccum that we just had there, that little pause in the market before we continued. At that point, I think we come all the way down and take out that level, and then whatever happens after that is going to be up to the market to decide, right? We're not gonna go too far on that, right? But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm bullish the dollar for now. I'm really gonna like bullishness to continue, and we'll see what that happens. Now this is probably gonna confuse the hell out of you guys with everything I'm saying, right? Because I also am looking at gold. Gold has been my baby. It's been one of the things that I've been trading. I mean, pretty much every single week. Like my focus has truly been on gold, right? And gold is interesting, right? We're coming off a very, very strong bullish past couple months here, with March and April just producing higher returns. I mean, gold is literally reacting off all-time highs here, right? We ended up breaking all-time highs of around 2100, and we haven't slowed down since. So with all that being said, and looking at how the market has been reacting from a price action perspective, just looking at this right here, just looking at price up here, right? We've seen the market give us a strong reaction to the downside, very strong bearish candle, and then ever since then we have been holding below this level of structure right here. Right, we have, again, this level of support that you guys can see easier on the smaller time frames here. But we're below this, man. We're really struggling to hold above that level I'm looking for. And I could change my bias throughout the session. But what I would like to see, honestly, is opportunity to probably short this thing. Right? And again, I could be wrong here. And the dollar, or not the dollar, but gold can absolutely, right, especially off of this 4-hour engulfing, like this could run higher. And if it happens, then we'll be ready to take advantage of the buys. But I'm leaning towards, right? I always like to have an initial bias to start the day, right? At least from what I'm looking at from a technical perspective. And I'm leaning towards this probably actually falling, right? I wouldn't be surprised if this actually did produce lower pricing here for gold, right? So if we do get that, I'll be targeting these lows all day long at around 2300, right? So if we can get the short, I like the sells all the way down to 2300, and just looking at these, candlesticks on the 1 minute or on the higher time frame here, the 1 hour time frame, we got back below my moving averages, man. We got back below my moving averages. We're also back below my key level at around 2345, let's just say, to make it easy. And we're starting to even see this 1 hour candle reject, right? At one point, it looked like we were about to engulf back to the upside on the 1 hour, but now we're starting to see this rejection. And if this ends up closing like this, right? If it ends up closing, with this long wick to the upside, and I wouldn't be surprised if we actually see a nice drive lower here on this move, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised about that at all, right? If the market does something like this, right, where it closes like this on the 1 hour, the same exact candlestick pattern. We have this super bearish candlestick pattern. We have the bullish one that tried to come back up and completely got rejected, showing that there's a lot of weakness in gold right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see something like this next. Right, where this closes like this, and then we see another leg to start pushing us lower. So I'm gonna keep my eye on this, man. If we can get a dope opportunity, a dope entry, then yeah, that'll be phenomenal. But we gotta see this, man. We gotta see if the market can give us a play. Now that I'm looking at it, honestly, this probably was the best entry right here. Now that I'm actually looking at this, I kind of wish I was looking at the markets a little earlier. But to be honest, family, like this is probably not a bad. Like this is probably gonna be the best entry that we could have gotten. Now, there is a chance that the market could pull back up, right? Come back and just test the 2345 again for another entry. But boy, this reaction that we're getting so far, and just the price action that we're seeing now, we are on the 3 minute and the 5 minute time frame, right? Lower time frames, but I really like how we're reacting here. Especially seeing the market give us this nice last little spike up here on a lot of higher volume. Got completely arrested and rejected, right? Off of our structure points, off of our moving average. And now we're seeing some weakness. Right now, I kind of would have wished I kind of wished if the bearish volume was more on this engulfing, like if the bearish volume was a lot more than the bullish one, that would have been even better. But, you know, we got some volume divergence here, right? We got some volume divergence looking at the volume itself, the candlestick producing higher volume, producing something, but getting completely obliterated. Getting completely obliterated, right? So I think this can continue to drop here. Hopefully, damn, it's 9:40 already. Golly, the open already happened. We might have to. Damn, this shit flying, family. I might have to start coming on earlier. These 9 o'clock ones might be a little, especially for how I like to break shit down. Like I like to get deep, so I might have to start going on at like 8:30 or something because it's already 9:40. Golly, but like I was saying, family, man, damn, man, this was really probably gonna be the best entry. I like the downside. We have to be patient now on gold, right? It's already moving. If we do see another opportunity to push back up, I wouldn't hesitate to take that sell. I wouldn't hesitate taking that sell. Like whatsoever. You know, I think that's going to be a decent opportunity for us to move, you know, back to the downside here. Again, I am favoring downside here on gold. The only thing that would change my bias for sells is if price did sound like this. Right, where we came all the way back up and like took out these highs, right? And then at that point, I'll wait for the pullback and then we'll go bullish. But I'm not seeing that today. But that is the only way I would be going bullish as of right now, is if we actually get above the 23.51 or so. As of right now, I think these sells are on the money. Now again, I'm not in anything, family, because this day is moving so fast already. Boy. Let's see what we get here, family. Damn, look at this gold, man. Look at this gold, family. Look at this gold go. Everything I was just saying is on the money right now, man. I did not realize, like I promised y'all, I did not realize, though, that it's already 9:40. What the hell? Nah, that's pretty crazy. Still watching this stuff, family. Give me a crush. Give me a second real quick. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, gold went nuts. Let's see, what is everything else doing? YM spiked up here, which is US 30. NQ, man. NQ, family. Who was on the stream on Friday? Who was on the stream on Friday, man? Because NQ went insane for us. Even though I got stopped out at break even, which is unfortunate, that ended up going nuts. All right, so now that gold is going the way that it's going, I mean, again, we still have plenty of opportunity on gold. We'll have to just keep on watching this. See how these little pullbacks, how deep these pullbacks get, and see if we can get an entry. But looking at NQ, man, let's see what we got here. Yeah, this thing is tanking. Holy moly, look at this thing. Look at this thing, man. This thing is tanking. Tanking. And I think, family, it's going to be a very bearish week for indices as well. Like, I truly believe it's going to be a super bearish week for indices. And the reason why I believe it's going to be a bearish week for indices is because everybody understands that interest rates are not going to change. And I'm pretty sure most investors and traders and hedge funds and the top dogs that actually move price, they also understand where we're actually at right now, right? Rising inflation across different readings is not good when you're going into an actual Fed meeting, right? Or when you're going into the press conference. So I think a lot of people are now positioning themselves, trying to front run the fact that indices are probably going to be bearish because of what Jerome Powell might say. So if we can get some entries, guys, if we can get some entries here to the bearish side on some of these indices, especially if we get it early on, we might be able to hold these things. I'm not even gonna lie, all the way through the reading, all the way through Wednesday and all that good stuff. But yeah, these things ended up spiking the highs real quick and then tanking. All of them spiking the highs and then tanking. Spiking the highs and then tanking. Spiking the highs and then tanking. All these indices did this. Interested to see if it can continue. Again, I think we do end up continuing going bearish throughout this week just because of what we have coming up. So we'll see if we can get an entry on there as well. Let's see if the market can produce something for us. Hopefully. Let me see what you guys are talking about in the chat, though, man. Looked like a no trade day for me. I mean, yeah, if the market don't give us an opportunity, it might be as well. I do gotta, like, I might have to come on earlier. I really might have to come on at like 8:30. Because that just went by so fast. Like, I wasn't even done with my normal spiel and the stock market opened up already, boy. Like, what? I see, I've been holding sell since Asian. Okay. Yeah, Roman, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice. Let's see, I got an entry at gold at 23.32. 23.32. Ooh, you had to have been catching the buy, huh? You caught the buy at 23.32? Okay, oh. Please tell me you took profit, though. If you're still holding that entry at 23.32, boy, price is probably going to go towards your entry. Not even going to lie to you. Not even going to lie to you. Let's see, even with earnings, speaking more in terms of the net, that's a great question, bro. Now, that is going to be interesting to see. Right? Because obviously, depending on how earnings reports come out, I know Apple's earning reports come out this week. I don't know exactly what other top dogs are coming out, but let's take a look at this. So we have Amazon that comes out tomorrow. That's going to be a massive one. Let's see. We also have MasterCard on Wednesday. We have Apple on Thursday. Anything else? Any big boys? We got Berkshire Hathaway coming out as well on Monday next week. This is interesting, man. I'm gonna be honest. Depending on how Apple and how Apple and Amazon come out, it could get some strength to the indices. It could get some strength to the Nasdaq. Because both of those are big allocations within the actual index itself. So they could give it some strength. But I'm gonna be honest. I think there's still gonna be a lot of fear, right? I would hold Jerome Powell and the fact that we're holding interest rates elevated with no signs of cuts. In fact, there's only now talks of them possibly trying to have to raise rates again over earnings reports right now. Like, I would have to consider that as more impactful to the markets than earnings itself. Right? Because earnings is only one component of what can cause these indices to actually move, right? But I believe the fear of what Jerome Powell is going to say on Wednesday will hold a lot more weight than anything else. So we'll have to see, man. Could it bring indices to the upside? Could it give it some strength? It could, for sure. Right? But on Wednesday, I think it's going to be a little bit more. I think we're going to see a lot more downside coming up on Wednesday. So we'll see. All right, let's see what we got here now, family. Again, gold is pushing back up. Let's see what we get here on gold. For those of you guys that are not familiar with how I look for my entries, I am working on actual content. For one, for all you guys that do have my course already, I have been going in right now, right? Creating so much more content for the course, for at least 2.0 version of it. 1.0, the one that you guys already have for everybody that has the course. I'm not going to change anything to that. That's going to be there. It's going to be there forever. But for version 2.0, it's going to be strictly solely on execution, right? Like strategies, execution, and how to manage your positions, right? Like that's really going to be like the bulk of it, right? Execution, strategy, and management, right? Money management, risk management, all that good stuff. So that's going to be dope. And I've been working hard for you guys that have access to the course that are going to get grandfathered into 2.0. You guys are going to be blown away by the amount of value that's going to be in there, right? So that's just for one. But for two, I'm actually going to be breaking down this specific strategy a lot more in depth on 2.0. Because this is going to be the strategy that I really stick with because it's going to be the easier for me to do, especially while live streaming. Because trading live, guys, is not no easy thing to do. Right? Even though I've been trading live technically for the past 4 years now, I've been doing it for a while. It's still not easy to do. Right? So I need a strategy that is going to make it easier for me to be confident with giving you guys some good ideas. Right? And this current strategy, incorporating the indicators and the moving averages, makes it easier for me to give things out to you guys, right? So I'm breaking down this strategy. I'm going to go crazy in depth with it as well in the course. So all you guys that have it, you guys are going to get a lot of value very, very soon. Right? So that's going to be absolutely crazy. Absolutely nuts. So definitely look out for that for sure. And I also do want to make an announcement as well, family. Again, I did, for anybody that is inside of the Profit Society Discord, I'm still going to be in there. I'm not going to be as active probably. But I did also delete my section that I had there for my course, right? And now we are inside of my new server, right? And anybody that has my course, let me just show y'all. Again, I deleted the one from the Profit Society, right? You guys know we had my course down here. I completely got rid of it. And now anybody that does have my course or that is in any of my VIP inner circles, whether it's through trading, whether it's through crypto, whether it's through credit, you guys will be able to see this section right here, VIP inner circle. If you guys don't have any of this, then you guys just won't see it. You guys are gonna have to leverage any of these lounges, to communicate. But we do got the VIPs for anybody that is in there. So if you guys do have my course and you're not in the VIP sections, then let me know and I can assign you the role so you can get access back there. Because that's really where we're about to turn up in, and we're about to take things up to a whole nother level. I promise you. I promise that. All right, but let's see what we got here. Let me go back. I want to go back to because I seen the comment too. What song is this? This song is fire. I'm not even gonna lie. This song is tough, but this song right here, Enough Fame, is called "Let You Go" by Neon FX. Let You Go. This song is tough. This song is tough. I'm not gonna lie. All right, let's see. Feel the wick from the spike down. Give me a live OB and I'm in there. I hear you. I hear that. You 100% have the personality and the experience to succeed. I appreciate that, Leah. Shout out to those that were part of boot camp. Boy, 5 word. All right, that was a interesting boot camp for sure. That was the start of, me essentially separating myself from IM as an educator and becoming my own thing, which is dope, right? And shout out to all you guys, man, that grabbed the first boot camp that was like a year and a half ago at this point. Because that boot camp was stupid cheap too. I think it was like, I can't even remember, $100, $200 or something like that. It was stupid cheap for the amount of value that was given. All right, family, I am watching this gold here, man. We are above my trigger line. Again, my trigger line is this moving average, the 13-period moving average. If we above here and then get a nice strong close back below it, that's my entry. All right, that's my entry. Right, I'm looking for the shorts, but I'm not taking it until I get my trigger. Right, I need to get my trigger. I need to get my trigger. Right, I need the trigger to show before I can actually go ahead and play ba ba boom. You know what I'm saying? So we don't get this trigger to show real quick. We don't see what the market does for us. Let's see. Took a buy on US 30. Okay. Let me actually I'm gonna send an alert real quick. I'm gonna send an alert so that we're alerted in case this does give us the entry signal. All right, let's see what we got here. NQ. Oh, you're US 30. So you took US 30. Took a buy. Let me see. I mean, US 30 is holding above these levels right here. Like, it is holding above these levels, man. Are we really going to see a little bit lower? Are we going to see the market spike up? Spiky uppy first? Again, I'm leaning towards downside on these things, but I'm leaning it towards more of it from a fundamental standpoint. Not necessarily from a technical perspective. From a fundamental standpoint, I think these become weak. But from a technical standpoint, there is opportunity still, right? We still might be able to come up and test these highs once more time. I don't know if it's going to happen now. I don't know if it's going to happen this week. I don't even know if it's going to happen. I'm leaning towards bearishness because I think the sentiment is going to be bearish on these things. But that doesn't mean this thing can't go bullish. Right? The only thing that I'm concerned about is the fact that we did sweep these highs right here. Right? We took out the highs, but we also left these lows behind. Right? So if I am going to go bullish, and again, this could go bullish, so don't let me scare you. I'm just looking at it from my perspective. I'm not saying that you're wrong, because I could be wrong here. But I would have preferred to see something like this, and then give us the move if we were going to go bullish. right? Just because, again, we did sweep the high already. We had a nice strong rejection. We've been holding down below this level for, 10, 15, 20 minutes now. We do have possible liquidity buildup here at these lows, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see something like that. But again, I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. We are above my moving averages. We are above structure, right? So this very well could just continue to go higher as well. All right, so that's where we at. That's just my thoughts on that. But hopefully it does go, man. You guys know I'm not a hater, man. I want everybody to win. I'd rather you guys win, even if you're on the wrong side of where I'm looking at, just because I know it might do you a little bit better than it will me, right? And I say that in a humble manner because I understand I have a lot more experience than most people. So you taking a win while I'm saying I don't like the setup will give you the utmost confidence, right? Like that'll make your confidence go through the roof, right? And that's what I would prefer, right? I'd rather take a L to see your confidence go higher. Like it's crazy, right? That's just the type of person I am, right? Which is nuts, but it'd be like that. All right, let's see what we got here now. The yen has to be the weakest currency, but how you feel about them hiking rates just because the U.S. have to hold for longer? I mean, they had to hike rates, bro. Like the Japanese yen, like if we look at the yen itself, all right, let me see. Where is my... Like if we look at the actual yen itself, man, like look at this chart here on the bigger time frame, right? And you tell me if they had to do something. Like this is from 2020. Right, from COVID. Like look at this chart. Like this is the Japanese yen basket, right? It's like the JPY equivalent to DXY. I'm actually interested. I don't know this. Or I'm actually interested. What is actually made up in the Japanese yen basket? Let's go ahead and check. Let's ask AI real quick, right? For the Japanese, because I don't even know what's made up in these. The Japanese basket. What currencies are in it? Let's see what currencies are being traded for the yen index. All right, so inside the yen basket or the yen index, it makes up the US dollar, the euro, the pound, the CAD, and the Aussie. All right, let me see what are their allocations? Let's see what we get here. Okay, so this is interesting, right? Because you know how, like, when we look at the DXY, right, what is the DXY, right? When we look at the dollar index, we understand that the dollar index is being traded, or the dollar is being traded against a basket of other currencies, right? But in these currencies, we can actually see an allocation. Right? We can see, like, what currencies make up what inside of that basket. Where the Japanese yen index, it doesn't seem like we can do that, right? Because it's based off of, obviously, the exchange rates. But this is what's inside of the Japanese yen basket itself, okay? And since the US dollar's in it, this has been getting absolutely walloped and destroyed. Now, here's the thing about this. The Japanese yen, or not the Japanese yen, but the Bank of Japan and or the Japanese government, they kind of have to do something at this point, right? Because if the value of the Japanese yen continues to drop, it's going to make it extremely hard for the residents of Japan to survive, right? Because now their currency is being devalued at an extremely fast rate. So when we look at this and we ask ourselves, okay, why did they finally leave negative territory, negative interest rate territory? It's because they had no choice. They're getting destroyed. Right at this point, like, bro, we need help. Like I'm acting as if I'm a resident of Japan. Like, bro, I need help at this point, bro. Like, I can't afford shit because the value of my currency is dropping like crazy. Help. Right? Like, that's their thought process that they have to go through. The crazy thing is, unless they actually do a real intervention and start to hike interest rates more, I don't think this is going to come back. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this just ends up falling off of here. I mean, we know, right? We know, family. We know that every time they intervene, what happens? Every intervention that we have seen the Bank of Japan go through, what has happened? Absolutely nothing, right? It got completely erased in no time. So I wouldn't be surprised here. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if GJ, we might fall back down, right? We might come down and fill these wicks over here to the lows, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually start to really just erase this entire sell-off that we had. Especially if the Bank of Japan doesn't come out with plans, which they might have. I haven't looked too deep into this. But if they don't have no plans, if they're not bringing no confidence back, then I wouldn't be surprised if this just continues to run. Shit, it could even run just right off of here. They don't even have to give us a deeper pullback. I would just prefer to, just because I always look at things from a liquidity standpoint. Where's the most liquid area in price? Probably down here, right? But we don't have to go down there. Price could just continue to run here for these yen pairs. So we got to be mindful of that, man. I wouldn't be surprised if this actually happened, where these just continue to run higher. Like, I would not be surprised whatsoever. All right, let's see what we got here. You have always been like that since I met you. Appreciate that, bro. That's love. That's love. Listen, man, I try to do my part. I always try to look out for everybody at the end of the day and do what I can to help. Seen them, Millie. You remember this song, Devin? You remember this song, though? Hopefully that boy Prescott doing good, man. Shout out to that boy Prezi, man. All right, let's see what we got here now, family. It's gold. Hey, gold continued higher now. Again, we ain't take the entry because we didn't get the close back below. But let's see how we react here. Now that we got this little push back, my only thing is it did sweep some liquidity here at the low, so we might get a little bit of a deeper pushback to the upside because we did just sweep these lows here. But let's continue to see how we react at this key level. Again, we're testing off of my resistance point. You know, if we can get this closure back below my trigger line, I'll be taking that. I'll be taking that. Right, we do got the 10 a.m. candle as well. We know this 10 a.m. candle is either going to make or break most trades. I'm not even going to lie. But let's see, family. Again, if we can get back below my trigger line on the 3-minute, 5-minute time frame, I'm in there. I'm taking the sell. If it doesn't, if we can't and it just continues to go bullish, then that's just going to be it for today. All right, it is what it is. Because I come in with a predetermined bias that I would like to see, and I really want to see that. But if this just continues to go, then we're just going to have to be patient and wait for the next opportunity. I seen a milli, I got motivated. Seen a milli, I got motivated. Let's see. Good morning, Abel and the family on the West Coast have to get better with the time zone. Absolutely, Brother Joe. I'm not even going to lie. Waking up on the West Coast to trade the New York Open is probably tough. Y'all got to wake up at like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning to even get prepared for the New York Open. No cap. No cap, yo. All right, but let's see, man. This is looking like it wants to continue to drive right now, family. Again, as of right now, I'm not interested in the buys just yet. I will need to see a little bit more if I get in, for me to get interested in the buys. So I'm chilling as of right now. I'm not in no rush. Patience is a virtue. I know what I want to see, and I'm gonna wait till I see it. We just gotta be patient here. Let's see. Prescott, well, we were just on a 3-hour Zoom call. Sheesh. Show him the future side. He said he needed to do it after he saw me get funded. Yeah, nah. Bro, I think Prescott could definitely do it. Like, he has the ability to. He has the mindset to. He's got to control his emotions just like everybody else. Just like everybody else, right? You got to control the emotions. You know what it is, though? I miss those times where everybody was trading options and you and Prescott were running the show. Remember those Zoom calls, Devin? Yo, remember those calls, bro? I seen a memory on Facebook the other day that actually highlighted one of those calls. And on the call, we were in profit. You guys had called out a banger, and we were in profit. And you and Prescott were over here dancing like crazy. I was over here dancing, acting a fool on live. It was so funny. I remember this guy. Who was it? It was Prescott that started dancing with a damn dog or some shit because we were in profit. I forgot what it was. Boy, what a time to be alive, man. Those are the days though when we were trading options and the emotions were going crazy. And we had boys over here dancing on stream looking nuts. Yeah. That was dumb funny, bro. We used to have mad fun back in the day, man. No lie. Mask on. Yeah, we used to have the mask on and all that. Boy, man. What a time. What a time. Yeah, so family, this gold looks like it wants to continue. I think this sweep of this low right here, like I said, man, is just enough liquidity. They found enough liquidity down here to at least drive us higher for now. Now, again, I'm still not giving up on my sells, but this does look like it, especially closing above. Like if we close back below now on an engulfing pattern, that would be great. That would be great. I'm not even gonna lie. If we end up coming back down now, right? That would be best case scenario. Close below this and go. Oh yeah, but it don't look like we're gonna do that. This thing look like it's running right now. So just based on how we're reacting, I'm telling you, the sweep of this low right here is what really killed it. It brought a lot more buyers back into the market. I think at this point we're probably gonna reach towards that 2350s level. Let me see. Yeah, we're definitely gonna come up to this 2350 level if we don't turn around anytime soon now. All right, that's what it seems like. 2350 is 2353 is easily going to be our next target here for gold to the upside. Again, I'm not in any positions, family. You guys will see when I'm in a position because I'll be able to trade it live with y'all. All right. Yeah, so you guys will be able to see everything live right here. All right, you guys will literally see it right on the screen because I'm going to be using TradingView to take my trades. You guys will see it just like this. You guys will see everything, right? So I'm not in anything as of right now. I'm just chilling. Seeing what this produces. Yeah, this sweep right here was enough for us to go higher, but we don't let this run. I mean, family, anybody in the buys right here? If anybody take the buys? Because the buys is running, man. I'm still chilling. I'm still chilling on the sidelines waiting. Let's see. So I took a buy on that. Sell offer was looking weaker after the open. Let's see. Yeah, we had a lot of selling pressure, but it was coming out weaker and weaker. It was crazy. I honestly think, family, we just remain range bound on like this entire week for the most part. Like I think we do end up remaining range bound for the most part. See, like YM looks interesting. US 30 looks interesting just reading this price action. Right, US 30 looks interesting. We ended up falling down below the 38,500 level, but we ended up engulfing right back above. Like if I was looking for buys, like this would be a phenomenal area. I'm not even gonna lie to maybe look for. Only thing is these lows, man. These lows make me a little nervous. That's my only thing. Which again, we don't always have to sweep lows. Like it doesn't always have to occur. You know, but when you have areas where you believe there's a lot of liquidity just resting. Like that's the way that I always like to target, right? So this could go higher here. Like we're actually getting a lot of confirmations that this might go higher, but the only thing that's stopping me is just like I would have preferred to see something. I would have preferred to see this, if anything, but this looks, I'm not gonna lie, it's looking super money for the buys. Let's see what we got here. Let's see gold. Let's see what we got here. But we be burning it. Let's see. It wasn't. Them boys got me my first payout. Okay. It was crazy. I wish we actually like. Them were times, man. We used to have so much fun. Let's see, it did fill the gap. It did fill the gap. It did fill the gap. Yeah, it did. It filled this gap. This is still concerning to me, these lows, but it's just like looking at the lows, comparing the volume on the bullishness, like yeah. I don't see anything personally right there that I'm interested in. I'm still watching gold, family. Like, I'm still paying attention to gold, man. I still want to see if we can get an entry here on gold. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm still watching it. Murder, 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 murder. Pull up with the pips. We be murder, murder, murder. We be murder, murder, murder. Probably another pips. We be murdering it. Gold about to come back now? What you about to do, Gold? You did just sweep this little pause here. Yeah, we bagged that. I'm still watching this, family. I'm keeping my eye on it. We might be getting an entry here soon. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I'll never forget it. 170 off of binary. Man, had me ready to quit my job. That's hilarious, bro. Honestly, we were seeing some crazy flips though. Like when we were going through that phase of trading options, man, we seen some crazy returns. I'm not even gonna lie. We seen some crazy possibilities. I seen some crazy shit. Keeping my eye here on this gold still. Pull up on the stick, we'll be learning it. Let me running it. Murder. Pull up with the pips, we'll be murdering. Murdering it. Yo. Let's see, I remember the breakfast call ones with Rodrigo. Yo, shout out to Rodrigo, man. Yo, that boy Rodrigo's another one with super high energy. Yo, Devin, Rodrigo, and Prescott together was legendary. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, yo, that was legendary. I'm not even gonna lie, man. Yo, we got a super strong closure here, guys, on the 3-minute. I want to see us get back below the 2345, my key level though. All right, if we can get back below my key level, I'm in there. I'll be taking this. And we'll be just targeting back to the lows. I need a little bit more. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. The breakfast call ones were crazy. It really was. Let's see. Got my profit and got out. I need to get this payout, so I'm going lightly. That's the best way, bro. Honestly, I can't stand these futures firms because of how they operate, but we gotta deal with it. But yeah, man, I'm gonna be documenting this entire process with y'all. In fact, guys, if you guys did not see, I actually dropped a YouTube video last night, and it goes over exactly what we went over on Friday. All right, so Friday's call is now uploaded as a YouTube video here on my channel. But obviously that was a 2-hour plus stream. I ended up cutting it down, chopping it down to only focus on the NASDAQ position that we analyzed. And that's a phenomenal case study, family. Like, that setup was gorgeous. How we played it, how we react to it. I'm telling you, like, that was on the money. Right? Like, it was really on the money. Let me see if I gotta bring this up because I need y'all to watch this video if y'all ain't watch it. Because y'all might learn a thing or two, man. Again, it starts off though with me literally, it goes right into the actual analysis, man. But definitely watch that video, family, right? That's an absolute banger of a video that I think is going to be slept on. Just because it's a real-time case study in real time, you see everything from what I'm looking for, why I'm looking at it, why I actually took the trade, how we were managing our emotions throughout that process, and all that good stuff was all there in real time. So that was fire. This gold is looking like it's going to make a way. Now the do or die is going to be off of this 2345, man. If 2345 we got to break that 2345 for us to continue to drop here. And if we break that 2345 and hold below that 2345, then yeah, I think there's no reason why we don't come all the way down towards the 2336s. 2334s. Yeah, I like that. Come on, get below us a little bit. Again, this is how I like to trade, family, right? We could have took numerous stabs up here. Right, we could have took a stab here on this 3-minute engulfing. It wasn't supported by volume, which is why I didn't. But we could have took a couple stabs up here at these highs on the sweep of this level of structure. But I'm one of those traders where I like to be I like extra confirmation, right? So I don't care about getting the absolute perfect entry. Like I don't care about the perfect, screenshot type entry. But what I do care is a confident entry, right? An entry that I can take and my emotions won't get carried away, right? Like that's the type of play that I like. I'm gonna be honest. I think this really does look good. I just gotta see us get below my key level and I'm in there. But we're getting everything. We had a 3-minute engulfing. Now we just had a 5-minute engulfing. Again, wasn't supported by volume though. Like I really love to see these engulfing plays, especially after a sweep of structure, internal structure. I like to see it supported by volume, man, to show us that all right, you know what? We're starting to see a pickup here, but we gotta see. Come on. Flip down here. Let's see. What's the video called? I just sent the link right here in the chat. So it's going to be literally my most recent video on YouTube. Like if you go to this channel after this stream, like the first video there, right? And it's really a breakdown of an entire setup that we took last week. And that's what I'm looking to do, right? All of these streams, I want to be able to take the most valuable pieces of the streams and create them into YouTube videos that you guys can always rewatch later instead of having to come here and instead of coming here, trying to rewatch a long ass stream. Let's see, like the gold rise from the 1 hour demand zone. You like the rise off the 1 hour demand zone? It's possible. I never say it's not possible. It's possible. Again, I'm not in anything yet, family. You guys will see. Just want to make it clear, right? I ain't take no positions just yet. I'm still chilling on the sidelines. We still got plenty of time. Typically, I don't trade after 11, so we got to find an entry somewhere between 10 and 11. If we get the entry, phenomenal. If we don't, then guess what? We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, same time, same place, going live with y'all, providing y'all with more value once again. So I'm chilling. I'm still on the sidelines here. I'm still chilling. Gold looks like it's bouncing off of the 23.45 again. That's why I'm waiting for price to get below it. If we don't get below the 23.45, guys, then this can very easily just continue to drive higher here. This could very easily continue to drive higher if we don't get below the 23.45. That 23.45 looks like it's going to be like a trampoline for price at this point. All right, we tested it once, bounced off of it. Is it going to push us higher? It could, but we got to see. I'm still waiting for a close below here, and then I'm in there. Only thing that sucked again, only thing that really sucked is that we took liquidity. Like I really would have preferred if we didn't take these lows, man. That would have made it even much better. Like if we didn't see this sweep right here, oh man, there'd have been no reason I didn't think that we were gonna go lower. But now that we did sweep liquidity, right, there is a chance for again this to continue to make a new leg higher. And if that happens, so be it. We chilling. We chilling. We chilling, man. I see. I'm looking at US30 for a quick sell. Almost at my point of interest. You bullish indices? That's a good question. So, what have indices done? On a new 20. The US30 is trying to push higher here. The NASDAQ definitely reacted beautifully off of these lows. Right, we had the fill of the gap here, the gap fill, and the market reacted beautifully back up to the upside. The S&P also did something similar. We didn't get the gap fill here on the S&P, but we did get a nice beautiful reaction back up to the upside here. So what am I? That's a good question though. Right? What am I? I'm leaning towards bearishness on indices from I like a macro standpoint. All right, I'm bearish indices from a macro standpoint. I believe indices will eventually fall off the face of the earth. It's this week. Where this week on Wednesday we have FOMC, right? We have the interest rate decision. We have the press conference. That, in my opinion, is not going to really benefit indices, right? I don't think there's anything that Jerome Powell will say on Wednesday that will give indices massive strength. But that is on Wednesday. So the markets could stay bullish, right? Which has been, to be honest, we've been bearish for past month or so. But we could see another leg higher. I don't think we will, but we might. Honestly don't think we do. But it could. Right? Price could continue to go up. But even if it does continue to go bullish, keep in mind when whatever happens on Wednesday, I believe is going to be a catalyst to really send indices back down to the floor. So even if we do go ahead and continue to see a little bit of bullishness leading up until Wednesday, I think Wednesday comes out, and again, it's just hard for me to think of what Jerome Powell can say that will actually bring confidence back into the markets. I'm trying to think of some that I can't think of anything that he could say that would really bring some confidence back. I really can't. All right, so again, I'm long-term bearish this thing. I believe from a fundamental standpoint, we could probably lean towards bearishness from this. But it might not start happening until later on in the week. Who knows? But either way, I think I personally like sells on these things. Now, doesn't mean that I'll be right. These things already have erased the little initial sell-off here, so these things could be bullish for today. But I think by the end of this week, we end super bearish. Like, I believe this weekly candle that we have right now opening, I think the weekly candle ends up continuing lower. And I think we close bearish on the week. Hopefully that makes hopefully that made a little sense and provided you value as to what I'm looking for. So long term I'm bearish. Don't know if it's gonna happen now, later on in the week, but I do like bearishness. Let's see, just move my stops to key to break even. Gonna keep holding for now. Now you got a crazy entry, bro. You did get a nice entry down here on these lows. And hopefully this continues, man. Like we're seeing these stairs being created to the upside. Hopefully that can continue for you. All right, let's see. Gold. Okay, gold is trying to come back here now, family. Let's see what we get here. Come on, is gold gonna give us our entry? Come on, engulf back below, man. Just get a little bro, come on, bro. Like, come on, gold. Just get back below our 23.45, man, so we can get in here and then we can go ahead and enjoy the rest of our day. Now that's all I need from you. Now again, keep in mind, family, I truly believe these markets are gonna be super choppy this up and coming couple days. All right, so we might not get as much of a move that we're looking for, but either way, we're going to take these positions and just ride out. Come on, gold. I'm gunning. Yeah. Wait now. Gold about to give us our play, family. This gold is about to give us our play. Come on now. Close. Chairman, I'm running my race. Yeah. Come on, 5 minute. 1 more minute left on this 5 minute candle. Come on, get below us. Get below. We could probably set a sell limit. I'm still waiting. You guys can see me getting ready. Y'all see me getting ready. Pull up. Pull up the dude. Build up. Come on. Come on. What up? Boop, 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 boop. I'm gunning. Yeah. Risking around 450 on this? That's not bad. We just don't do this. Okay. Yeah, spike up. Yeah. I'm liking this, family. And we opened with no bottom wick, so we gotta create that wick. This is real life, not a phase. Alright. Yeah. Yo. His entries are fitted for size. What's gold trying to do, man? Gold is just still reacting off that 23.45. I told you I needed you lower. I needed you below the 23.45, buddy. I said I needed you below the 23.45, buddy. The good thing is this 5-minute candle didn't create no bottom wick, so I think we eventually do spike back down, though. This is real life, not a phase. This is to do this for play, yeah. Yeah, that 23.45 is holding, boy. That 23.45 is holding. Look at this. I'm still not in anything, family. Like, I wanted to see these things close below. We ended up bouncing right off of it so far. Like, the 5-minute kind of enticed me a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie. The 5-minute had me ready to jump in. But, like, we stopped right at the support. Like, we stopped right at the support. Come on, gold. What are you trying to do, man? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get this bearishness. Again, I think what screwed us is this sweep of liquidity right here. Right? I think this sweep was clearly, it's not even a think, it's a fact at this point. Right? This clear liquidity right here was clearly enough for us to go ahead and possibly, you know, create a new leg up to the 23.54s. But we'll see. We're still rocking out. We're still here together. We're gonna see. Family, if you guys are enjoying the content, go ahead and real quick one time for me. Go ahead and smash the like button one time for me, please. I appreciate y'all so much. You guys are phenomenal. You guys are superstars. And about it, mommy. Hit the like button. I'm gonna make it to where you guys can see it. Like, alright, families, hit the like button time. There you go. Yeah, hit that like button, family, one time for your boy. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, gold is still pushing, family. It's not. It don't seem like we're gonna get my play right now. As of now, it don't seem like we're gonna get the play as of right now. We might have to really look at it and consider looking for the opportunity back up at these highs around 23.54, because that's where it seems like clearly we're just about to go. Again, we've seen sweep, higher low. Seems like we might just go ahead and make our way up to here, which is cool. Like, that's why I have my trigger. Right, that's why I have my trigger in my techniques that I use to get into entries, right? Because I avoid, you know, losses, right? If I would have just took it off of just like these engulfing patterns right here, then I would have been stopped out right now. But we chilling. What is Indices doing? Indices, they're really not doing much neither. Not really doing much. Let's see, sell gold on the 45-minute chart. The 45-minute chart? You want to sell gold from the 45-minute chart? We looking at the supply zone up here or something? Said the 45-minute chart. I don't think I've ever looked at the 45-minute chart in my life. Honestly, I like the possible resell somewhere up here. 2354s to 2351. I like the possible sells there. But we gotta see how it reacts. We gotta see how it reacts, man. Oh. Let's see. That's where I'm waiting on gold at exactly. Yeah, let's see. Let's see how we play here. I mean, we did get a very strong 5-minute engulfing right there. Coach, I'm red. Let's see. Have you left the Profit Society? I did. Shout out to my guy though, Kyle. I know he gonna turn it up, but I did. Let's see. Fair gap on the 4-hour. I mean, we could. Obviously, we have a ton of little gaps that people could probably target. Like we ended up filling this fair value gap, but we have a couple more that we could target to the upside. And it's possible for us to go that high. The reason why I don't think we go that high is just because of how we've been reacting so far already on the daily. Right? Like this is 5 days worth. Like this is essentially all of last week and today. Right? Like if we were gonna start to fill that, like I would have assumed that we were probably gonna already make our way up there. But we've really been holding below this 2350. This 2354 level has been holding really, really strong, right? And I think that can produce a leg lower here, right? Just because of how strong we've been reacting off of that level. It's been 4 or 5 days that 2354 has been holding really strong, right? So I like that. I think that's definitely, in my opinion, from a bigger time frame, I think we're bearish for that reason. So it could go for a deeper correction, right? We could go and fill a lot more gaps here on the 4-hour if you wanted to. I don't think we get that though, personally. Let's see what we get here for gold now, right? Again, gold is still bouncing off the 2345, man, but we're starting to see another pushback down now. We've seen a nice strong 5-minute closure, right? 5-minute engulfing supported by volume. I'll be surprised if I'll be surprised to see what happens here. Again, I need sells below 2345. That's all I'm looking for, right? There is a chance that we bounce off of this 2346 here for gold, especially seeing price action with the super strong engulfing supported by volume. We're now retesting that engulfing with the little pullback. Yeah, man, there could be a reason for this thing to go higher again. All right, so if you like the buys, hey, that could be a play there. Again, I like the sells, so I'm chilling, but that could be a play if you like the buys. Let's see, a 45-minute chart looking nice. Yeah, I mean, send your markup. Send your markups, family. If you guys have any markups, man, that you guys are looking at personally, send them in the chat. Let's get it. Send them in the chat. Send them in the Discord. Again, the Wealthy Visions Academy Discord. Send them in the Discord. In the Discord. Coach, I'm red. How you red? Coach, I'm red. How you red? Coach, I'm red. How you red? Coach, I'm red. That song is so hilarious. Coach, I'm red. Coach, I'm red. Coach, I'm red. That song is elite. What song is that? Nah, that song is hilarious. Again, this whole playlist, by the way, family, is literally a trader's playlist. Like everything is about trading. But that song is literally called Coach, I'm Red. Coach, I'm red. How you red? If I would have took this sell here on gold, I would have been red. Like, Coach, I'm red. Like, why are you red? What you mean? Like, I'm down in the trade, buddy. 100 reps. 100 reps. 100 reps. Like I see what we're doing here, family, but I'm not convinced that this stuff holds. Again, I don't see us coming back above taking out the 2354. I think we eventually do roll over and continue back lower here on gold. I'm just waiting for my entry. Like that's really it. I just need my entry. Like if it can give me my entry, that would be spectacular. That would be spectacular. Again, I don't trade after 11, so I got 25 minutes to get the entry. And I'm not going to force anything whatsoever, but on a rabbit, on a rabbit, on a racks. Let's see. Keeping my eye on this. Keeping my eye on this gold. Hundred racks. 100 racks. Yeah, the dollar look like it's about to make another leg higher here. The dollar look like it might run again here. Make another leg higher. Is that going to give us the gold shorts? Indices as well. Super choppy. Let's see. Can you share the specs of your CPU? Yeah. Let me see if I gotta find them. I'm not a computer guy, right? So I ended up having somebody build this for me. I don't know what the hell the specs are, but I could find them. Give me a second, Harsh. I could find them. Let's see. Red between the legs is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. Link to the playlist. Can I send this link? How do I send this link out? Like, how do I share a playlist on Apple Music? Oh, here we go. Let me see if this works. This is elite. Let me know if y'all can click that link and go to that playlist. Because that would be fire if you guys can get that playlist. Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. Tyrone gonna have to pay me a bag, boy, because I'm doing a lot of promoting of his music. I see lots of sideway action today. Time to read. I'm telling you, I think these markets are gonna remain super choppy. To be honest with you, Euro USD sells. I'm bearish. I'm bearish in this. I mean, I'm bearish to euro. All right, like I think the dollar is truly gonna continue to make another leg higher. So yeah, I would be selling. I would prefer to sell the euro. That would be my bias, right? I would prefer to sell the euro. You know, so if you are selling the euro, it could be something like this. Right? Again, I think we really do short. But it's really going to depend on what happens on Wednesday as well. But I want to see us come all the way back out and take out these lows for the euro. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Right? And if we don't sell from where we're currently at, then there is a chance that we come all the way up to these highs, take out this high right here at around 107.85. You know, there is a chance that we do something like this, spike above, and then from there we go ahead and we start to roll over. So that's also a possibility, but we'll see. All right. The link works. There we go. File. Damn, I can give you guys my playlist? Nah. I can't give you guys my top playlist, bro, because you guys will be too. You guys will go too crazy if I gave you all my playlists. All right, come on, go. What y'all doing? What y'all doing? Damn, platinum is running. Look at platinum go. We got oil. Oil starting to fall here too. Okay, oil, talk to us. Nice. Don't need no makeup. Been through battles. You've won. Yeah, gold is just stuck in this range. Gold is just currently stuck, family. Gold is currently stuck, family. You are the definition of a queen. Let's see, link works. Let's get it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, family. If you guys listen to the music though, just tag me on Instagram. Tag me on Instagram so I could tag it to Mr. Tyrone himself. Like, yeah, Abel put me on. Like, yeah, Tyrone, send me a bag, my boy. Give me my commissions. Give me my commissions, man. Over here, getting your streams higher. I don't want you to love my way. Love the way you love my way. Look in your eyes. No, as a moment is a gift. Let's see, what do you think of the yen? I mean, the yen is going through a lot right now, right? I think the Bank of Japan and the government over there in Japan is currently trying to intervene against the yen. You know, trying to help it out a little bit, trying to get it a little bit, you know, back to normal. Because the yen has been getting absolutely destroyed. You know, I actually spoke about it earlier with everybody. You know, but look at this yen, right? This thing has been getting absolutely walloped for the past 4 years straight. Like, if we want to talk about a trend, boy, this market was trending beautifully to the downside here. But this is going to affect, you know, all the residents over there in Japan, because now their currency is getting devalued. As you know, the good thing for them over there is that their inflation has been somewhat under controlled throughout the whole, you know, past three years or 4, right? While every other central bank has been dealing with rising inflation, the Bank of Japan really didn't have that issue, right? They've seen a little bit of a rise recently, but they never really had that issue. So they're lucky because they don't have crazy inflation. But other than that, yeah, I mean, their currency is getting devalued, right? They have to do something. The Bank of Japan or the government has to step in. Now, here's the thing that we have to be aware of. Actually, I'm actually kind of glad you brought that up, Harsh, right? Because this is a good conversation as well, right? If the Bank of Japan or the government of Japan is looking to intervene, right, and try to strengthen their currency, here's the question of the day, family. Right? Oh, wrong one. Right, this is the question of the day, family. Hold on, we gotta pause this. This is a dope question, right? Question of the day, family. If the Bank of Japan or the Japanese government decides to intervene into these markets, into the currency markets, to try to bring back some strength for the Japanese yen, how would they do that? How do they intervene in these markets? Or what's one form of intervention that they use to go ahead and bring some strength back into their currency? This is a good question. This is a tough one, though. This is a good question, but it's also a tough one. Not even gonna lie. But like, let's really think about this. Right? Think about it, right? How will the Bank of Japan bring back some strength into their currency? No, we need the question still up. It's still going. Let's see. Buy it back, but then they will have to sell their FX reserves. Yeah. Yeah. Right. So the process is very simple, family. Right. If the Bank of Japan, if they want to go ahead and intervene in this market, I don't even need to. I don't need the question anymore. That's the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire soundtrack. But if they are going to intervene, right, they do so by buying back their currency. When they buy back their currency, how do they do that? They liquidate whatever currency they're currently holding at the time. The Bank of Japan, they actually have a shit ton of US-backed bonds. Right? They have a lot of US government-backed bonds in their Federal Reserve or in their actual bank over there, the Bank of Japan. So if they want to intervene in these markets to try to bring back some strength, guess what they do? They liquidate their USD to go ahead and buy the Japanese yen. Or at least they're selling off their bonds to buy back into the Japanese yen. Now, when you understand this dynamic, you understand how this can also influence the dollar as a whole. Because if a freaking government who has access to billions of dollars worth of government-backed bonds, if they start to just unload all these bonds back into the market and they sell off their bonds, and now the US government has to buy it back, but in the process they're buying all their Japanese yen, yeah, like that's gonna have some downward pressure on the dollar itself. Right? Because now we're seeing a supply shock. Right now we're seeing a lot of US dollars coming back into the market. And that's going to cause a supply shock, right? Which will probably devalue the US dollar itself. Right? So that's an interesting conversation. And we're going to see what the Bank of Japan does here in the next couple of weeks. But I think they're kind of at a point where they have no choice but to continue to try to intervene. But they got to be a lot more aggressive. Right? They've done a ton of interventions over the past 2-3 years. But every time they intervened, it got completely erased. It got completely absorbed. The market didn't give two shits. We seen an initial reaction off the intervention, but it got completely erased right away. So even with what we're seeing here, where we had this spike up because they're trying to intervene again, until they come out a lot more aggressive, I think we're just going to completely absorb that big move up, and we're just going to continue to fall here for the yen. Right? But that's the reason why they would do it. Or what they could do to try to help their currency. Sell the bonds that you are currently holding. Every central bank is hoarding US-backed bonds because it's a safe asset to hoard, and they get a nice little coupon return on that. But when your currency is going to shit like the Japanese yen is, bro, you got to start liquidating some of them government-backed bonds and buying your own shit back, bro. Like, you got to. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. Right, so let's see. Hiking rates. I don't even know how hiking interest rates is going to help Japan. Because interest rates are hiked when we're trying to stabilize the markets as a whole, right? Interest rates is a tool that is used to try to control supply and demand. Right? When interest rates are going up, that is to try to slow down the demand for everything, slow down the demand for assets. So if the Japanese or the Bank of Japan continues to raise interest rates, but interest rates are normally known as a tool to slow down demand, how is that really going to help them? Right? Like, yeah, it'll slow down their economy, but it's not. I don't know how that's going to help their currency, right? I don't know. It's a lot. There's a lot that's happening around the Bank of Japan that we have to be aware of. So I don't even know if interest rate hikes is going to help them. It could. Obviously, that's their plans. They're more knowledgeable than I am. I just don't see how it makes sense. Right? Could be because I'm just not knowledgeable enough at that level just yet. Right? So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. What's gold doing? Gold is trying to push back down, man. But again, I ain't doing a damn thing until we get back below 2345. Let's see, they got like 1 trillion. Yeah, I'm telling you, they got trillions. Most of these central banks do, especially the big ones. like the big actual, like the Bank of Japan, they holding a lot of government-backed bonds by the U.S. The Eurozone Bank, like they're holding a lot. Um, all these top big companies, economies, guys, like more times than not, they're holding a lot of government-backed bonds by the U.S. because they're getting a solid return on it. Like imagine you ran a company, or let's say a country, right? Let's say you ran a country and you have $1 trillion that you can play around with. You'd best believe they're going to look for the safest position to park their money. Even if you are a foreign entity, the safest place to park your money is in the US, right? Is in USD, is in government-backed bonds, because we're producing and giving out the best returns. Right? I don't know exactly how much bonds are going for right now, but let's say for an example, government-backed bonds right now, if you park your money here for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, you get a 5% return on your money, and you have $1 trillion, or let's just say $1 billion, because you are a country. If you put $1 billion into government-backed bonds and you're making 5% year over year over that, that's crazy returns, bro. So like that's what a lot of these central banks do, right? They park their money in the U.S. through government-backed bonds so that they can get that coupon, which is just their interest rate that they reserve, that they return, they get back, that they get paid back, and it makes a lot of sense. But again, for the Bank of Japan's case, like they're gonna have to start to liquidate something. Right, and them liquidating government-backed bonds is not just going to affect them, but it's also going to affect us here in the States, right? At least it's going to affect our currency, because now it's going to be, again, that supply shock, right? So we have to see, man. We'll have to see how this all plays out for the Bank of Japan, but it's definitely interesting. Let's see. I've heard Rockefeller owns Japan after World War II. Rockefeller and that whole family lineage, they own a lot, right? They own a lot. They really do. Right, like there's a certain group of families, guys. There's like 5 to 10 families that really control this entire world. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Right, there really is. Do they own an entire country? I don't know. I don't know the dealings that's happening under the table. Do they own a lot of the corporations that are inside of that country? See, that's a different story. And yeah, right, Japan or Rockefeller could own a lot of real estate over there in Japan. They could own a lot of the, they could be major shareholders in a lot of the companies over there in Japan, right? And if they do that, if they're owners of land and stock, and then yeah, they have a lot of ownership. I don't think they own the country as a whole, because that's crazy, but they own a lot, right? BlackRock owns the most, right? It's not like BlackRock owns a lot, because they own the most. Right, like they own the most, right? Like BlackRock owns the most, right? That's the #1 hedge fund. They have trillions of, they're past the billion mark, right? They have trillions of dollars of assets under management, right? Trillions of dollars of AUM, assets under management. So yeah, BlackRock is the top dog. But that also makes, I had asked a question earlier today, or I had asked a question, and I asked everybody, I said, who are the most influential people when it comes to the money markets, right? Who has the most influence over the money markets? Jerome Powell is definitely one, because he's the head of the Fed. But Larry Fink is also probably the top dog, one of the top dogs up there as well, that have the most influence over these financial markets. And Larry Fink is him. I'm not even gonna lie. If you don't know who Larry Fink is, he's the CEO of BlackRock, right? So he calls the shots over there, right? He's the shot caller of the #1 hedge fund that has trillions of dollars of assets under management in the entire world. So he also has massive influence over these markets. So what he says has a lot of weight. It really does. I know BlackRock is also a big reason why crypto has went crazy the way it has went. Right? Why Bitcoin has been pushing up since the low back in 2022 when I told everybody to start buying. It's all documented, by the way. I told everybody in November 2022, start buying. I believe the low is in on Bitcoin. Start accumulating. It's all documented, by the way. Right? But I believe this is a big reason why this cycle that we're experiencing now in crypto is going to be different, and it has already been different than every other halving cycle that we've seen. Every other halving cycle, we have never surpassed all-time highs before the halving. we did this cycle. I think BlackRock and their ETF and just how supportive Larry Fink is of it. Larry Fink talks highly of Bitcoin. We're talking about the top investor in the world right now based on assets under management. Obviously, we're talking about the hedge fund, and he's supporting Bitcoin. Yeah, there's no reason. I mean, that makes sense why we're starting to see things occur that have never happened in this cycle before with crypto. But I also think that that's also another reason why people are completely underestimating how far or how high Bitcoin will go throughout this entire year. If BlackRock is buying Bitcoin up the way that they are, guys, BlackRock and what was the other? Was it State Street? It was another hedge fund, right? Between BlackRock and one other hedge fund that also has an ETF, they have accumulated almost 500,000 Bitcoin since the ETF launched. The ETF just came out a few months ago, and they've accumulated, right, based on the demand of their ETF, almost 500,000 Bitcoin. 400,000 plus Bitcoin they now have under management, right? Thanks to their ETF and how successful it has been. So yeah, I think BlackRock and Larry Fink is going to be the reason or part of the reason why Bitcoin absolutely exceeds expectations this bull run. A lot of people are saying, man, if we can get to 80, 90K, 100K, that'll be dope. I'm saying, nah, I see us going to 200K. I might be a little bit aggressive here, but I'm just going based off like what I'm seeing, right? And my understanding of these financial markets and my understanding of the supply and demand shock that just happened because of the halving. My understanding that crypto is hot. It's only going to get hotter as we continue to go. So I could be wrong here, man, but I think BlackRock is going to play a massive role in this. But back to the initial conversation, man. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people actually own a lot of these countries or have a lot more say and a lot more influence than most. I mean, why do you think, people like Elon Musk, right, is having meetings with presidents of other countries? Like, he's an entrepreneur, right? But again, they kind of have to because of how much influence he has, right? So it's your family that we can really go down a bunch of different rabbit holes on, but yeah, interesting. 6 on and gold does not look like it wants to do anything, family. Like, we've been waiting here, and gold has not moved. Like I said, I'm not surprised about it, though. I'm not surprised any of this stuff hasn't moved. Like, we are talking about a couple days out from the #1 news event of the month. So, yeah, everybody's probably chilling on the sidelines. Like, right now, if you are taking positions, the best thing is probably just to make sure to, take your partials, right? Make sure to take your partials, take your profits as often as possible. Especially with this type of week that we had, because, like, for example, right, if we took a buy here up right now, like, I wouldn't be trying to ride this thing up here, although it could. That's why we take partials. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we just, by the end of today, we're back down near these lows. Like, we come right up into here and we just stay range bound. All right, so be mindful of that, family. It's gonna be one of those type of weeks. But it is what it is. We'll see. We'll see what the market can give us, man. So no trade for me today. Let's see what you got. You said the chart in the chat. Let's see what you got here. Ooh. I mean, hopefully this can continue to run for you, bro. No cap. I want it to run for everybody, man. Hopefully that can continue to run here. Let's see. Yeah, US 30 came all. Now let's see if this can actually hold. Again, I really wanted the sweep, though. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted the entire sweep here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, we swept the highs. We're sweeping highs. We're leaving lows. My initial sentiment is that we take out. So hopefully that can run, bro. Obviously protect yourself. You know better. You're more the experienced now position, bro. But just make sure you manage it correctly. Move stops. Because I still think preferred to buy if we took the lows. If we took the lows, then I would have been a lot more excited about that for sure. But it just seems like these markets are gonna just be super choppy, family. Super choppy today. And yeah, we'll see what the markets produce for us for the rest. Let's see. Also, every country has debt in USD. If USD goes down in order to pay back the debt, they have to give more of the currency to buy. Yeah, no, that's a great point, Harsh. That's a point that I think, honestly, most people probably don't even understand, right? And how all this stuff works, right? If people are selling off, somebody else is buying it, right? If people are buying shit, somebody else is selling, right? Just like how we are in the trading in the currency markets. If I were to, buy gold, somebody else has to take the sell side of it, right? It's like a two-step process, right? Somebody has to be on the opposite side of that transaction. Same thing for a lot of these things that these governments and these central banks go through, right? If they're gonna try to liquidate certain assets, somebody else is gonna have to buy it. They can't sell it to nobody. They can't liquidate it to nobody. And whoever buy it is also gonna assume either that debt or assume those bonds, right? So, no, that's a great point. Hey man, Harsh, man, I like you in the chat, man. I love people that actually come here, bro, interested in learning fundamentals, because that for one sharpens my axe, and it forces me to continue to get better and improve, man. So Harsh, I appreciate you, man, for showing up, man, and just talking that fundamental talk, because that's what's missing. That's what's missing from these live streamers, man. Shout out to every live streamer that goes live on YouTube and trades. For one, big kudos to you for even doing it. It's not easy whatsoever, right? It's a lot of added pressure that you really don't need. Like, we can trade without no pressure and do good, right? So if you put yourself out there and you live stream and you're trading in front of a community, like, kudos to you, because that shit is not easy. That's for one. But for two, man, we need more streamers that are talking fundamentals at a high level, like we just do, right? Because fundamental analysis is probably the one thing that's truly missing from most of you traders that are not as profitable just yet. Right, just really taking fundamentals to the next level and understanding sentiment from a bigger perspective is crucial. So again, Harsh, I appreciate you for that, man. But family, man, we're gonna have to call it a day, man. It's 11 o'clock. Like I said, by this time, I'm usually out the markets. I don't place no trades after 11, which is a part of my rules. So we're gonna have to end it here. I'm probably gonna start streaming a little bit earlier because today went by pretty quick. All right, went by actually really, really fast. But I want to be able to have all of my morning, my thoughts that I talk about in the beginning of the session, I want those all done before the open, right? Like before 9:30 Eastern, right? So I'll probably start going live a little bit earlier, maybe like around 8:30, just 30 minutes early, just so we can have that time to just chop it up, prepare ourselves, and go from there. Now today was a little longer on the open because we had to go over the news and shit, but we'll be alright. Well, family, man, I do love you guys. I appreciate y'all. This is day 1 of 1,000+ days incoming of me going live. So hopefully you guys gain some value. Hopefully you guys were able to subscribe if you guys gain some value. And obviously we didn't take no trades today, but it's cool. I'm not in the position to try to force a damn thing. Definitely not on stream and have my emotions going crazy. You're wilding, right? But I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Hopefully you guys had a phenomenal session and learned something from me. And hopefully you guys come back tomorrow and continue to show up the whole rest of the week. And also, make sure to send your friends here, man. If you got friends that are trading, send them here. We're going to get them right. But family, love you guys. I appreciate y'all. And I'll talk to you guys all later. All right, y'all. Let's get it.
Even when you're not okay, I just wanna take his place. I just wanna touch your body. I just wanna touch your way.